Before you give up. Before you tell yourself, I can't do this anymore. Pause for a moment and hear this. Because there are seasons in life where the tiredness you feel is not just physical. It's mental. It's emotional. It's the kind of tiredness that comes from carrying too much for too long. You keep showing up. You keep trying. You keep smiling. But deep down, you feel exhausted. And if that's where you are right now, this message is for you. Because being tired does not mean you are finished. And feeling weak does not mean your journey is over. Sometimes it simply means you've been carrying too much for too long. One of the biggest mistakes people make in difficult seasons is confusing being drained with being done. Just because you feel tired does not mean you are supposed to stop. Just because you feel overwhelmed does not mean your story has ended. Sometimes you are not quitting because it's truly over. Sometimes you're just reacting to exhaustion. And exhaustion has a way of making everything look worse than it really is. When you're drained, small problems feel bigger. Simple delays feel unbearable. And your mind starts telling you things like, maybe it's not worth it anymore. Maybe nothing is changing. Maybe I should just stop trying. But not every thought you have in a tired moment is the truth. Sometimes your soul doesn't need surrender. It needs rest. It needs peace. It needs a reminder that you are not failing just because you are tired. There are seasons in life where the weight feels unusually heavy. Not because you are weak, but because you've been carrying too much silently. Some people are tired not because they are lazy, but because they have been strong for too long. Strong through disappointment. Strong through waiting. Strong through unanswered questions. Strong through responsibilities. Strong through emotional battles nobody even knows about. And eventually, even strong people feel tired. That doesn't make you weak. That makes you human. And one of the hardest things about these seasons is that not everyone can see what you're carrying. People may see your face, but not your fight. They may hear your words, but not your weight. And because of that, you may feel alone in what you're dealing with. But just because your struggle is quiet does not mean it is small. And just because others don't fully understand your weight does not mean your burden isn't real. One of the hardest battles to fight is the one nobody can see, the internal battle, the mental battle, the emotional battle, the battle of trying to stay hopeful when things feel uncertain, the battle of trying to stay calm when your mind is full, the battle of trying to keep going when your heart feels tired. These battles don't always leave visible signs. There are no bandages, no obvious wounds, no outward proof of how hard it's been. And because of that, people often underestimate invisible pain. But some of the deepest battles happen internally. There are people who look fine, but are mentally exhausted. People who keep functioning, but are emotionally worn out. People who are still moving, but are carrying so much internally. And maybe that's you right now. Maybe your battle is not obvious to everyone else, but it is very real to you. And if that's true, then hear this clearly. Just because your battle is invisible does not mean your strength is invisible too. Because every day you kept going, every time you got up, every time you pushed through what nobody saw, That was strength. That was resilience. That was proof that there is still something powerful inside of you. Even if you feel tired now, you are not empty. There is still strength in you. There is still hope in you. There is still more ahead of you. One of the biggest pressures many people carry is the pressure to always look okay, to always seem strong, to always appear like everything is under control. But the truth is, you do not have to have it all together right now. You do not need every answer today. You do not need a perfect plan today. You do not need to pretend that everything feels easy. Because healing begins when you stop pretending you're not tired. Peace begins when you stop forcing yourself to act like you're unaffected. And growth begins when you become honest about what this season has done to you. There is nothing weak about admitting that life has been heavy. There is nothing shameful about saying, "This has been hard for me." Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is stop pretending and become honest. Because honesty creates space for healing. And healing creates room for restoration. So if you feel tired right now, you do not have to perform strength. You simply need to protect your peace and keep moving one step at a time. One of the most dangerous things about emotional exhaustion is that it can convince you to make permanent decisions in temporary moments. A tired mind can make you feel like everything is falling apart. A discouraged heart can make you feel like nothing is changing. And if you're not careful, you can start believing that this moment is your final reality. But it's not. This moment is real, but it is not permanent. This pain is real, but it is not forever. This exhaustion is real, but it is not the end of your story. And that's why you must be careful what conclusions you make in moments of emotional weakness. Do not let one difficult season convince you that your future is hopeless. Do not let one painful chapter make you believe your whole story is ruined. Do not let temporary heaviness define your permanent identity. Because the way you feel right now is not the full truth of what your life will become. And that means this is not the time to quit. This is the time to breathe, to pause, to recover, to keep going gently, but not to give up. So what do you do when you feel like you have nothing left? When your mind is tired, your heart is tired, and even hope feels heavy? You simplify. You stop trying to carry tomorrow today. You stop trying to solve your whole life in one moment. And you come back to this simple truth. You only need enough strength for the next step. Not the whole journey. Just the next step. That means maybe today your goal is not to fix everything. Maybe today your goal is simply to breathe, to pray, to rest, to reset your mind, to take one healthy step, to do one thing that helps you move forward. Because little steps still count. Quiet progress still matters. And surviving a hard season is still progress too. So if you feel like you have nothing left, don't focus on how far you still have to go. Focus on what you can do next. And trust that one step at a time still leads somewhere beautiful. If you are tired right now, hear this with your whole heart. This is not the end of your story. This season may be hard. This chapter may feel heavy. This moment may feel unclear, but it is not the end. There are still pages left, still breakthroughs ahead, Still healing ahead. Still joy ahead. Still peace ahead. Still answers ahead. And even if you cannot see it all right now, your story is still moving forward. You are still becoming, still growing, still surviving, still being shaped by everything you've made it through. So don't let tiredness talk you into giving up, because your story still has life in it, and better days are still possible. Speak this over yourself today. I may be tired, but I will not give up. I may feel heavy, but I am not defeated. This season is not the end of my story. I will keep moving forward, one step at a time. And better days are still ahead of me. If this message spoke to you today, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who may be silently carrying too much right now. Because one message can remind someone not to quit. If you're tired but still holding on, comment Amen below. And subscribe for more powerful faith-based motivation.